Hello, travelers, and this is going to be a full moon in Cancer reading. We have a full moon coming up, the first full moon of 2022. I can't see anything out of these glasses. Hold on. These are my regular prescription glasses. Hold on. I do have an appointment with the, what do you call it? With the optometrist coming up soon. I don't know why. I just can't see anything with these. So hold on. Much better. My dollar store reading glasses. So, as I was saying, this is going to be the first full moon of 2023. I cannot believe that it is already the 5th day of January 2023. You know, tomorrow's going to make the anniversary of the insurrection. Or the alleged insurrection, January 6th, which I find to be quite interesting. We have a full moon occurring on the same day. This is a general reading, and the messages may not resonate with everyone. It is not for any specific thing. It is just an opportunity to see what may occur or what may be happening around this full moon. So that can include anything. If you are, I always forget, if you feel that this reading may be speaking to you and you'd like to book a reading, you can email me at this address. So watch up here on the thing, and I'm going to put my address in, my email address. You can go to my About box section of the channel to view the reading packages. It tells you how many minutes, what the price is, okay? And simply email me at that address and say, hey, I want the 30-minute or the 45-minute reading, whatever, and then we will go from there. My turnaround time is usually between 48 to 72 hours. I don't like to make people wait. I know some people give readings from readers that they wait in 6 months. That's ridiculous. Sometimes there are questions that you have that you need answers to, and by the time 6 months come, the whole situation, you don't know what's going to happen, and the whole situation is passed by then. So I don't like to make people wait. If you have not already signed up for my Substack newsletter, you can find the little icon, the Substack icon on the channel art thing, and that'll take you over. It's free, so sign up for that. I have some new articles coming out next week. I just did an article on the full moon in Cancer. And we're going to be using the Radiant White deck. We're going to be clarifying perhaps with either the Fin de Cycle or the Levita Sibila. We may even use both. Okay. And then depending on what the reading is about, will determine what oracle card that we will wrap the reading up with. I hope everyone has had thus far, a really safe, happy holiday. If you were traveling and you got stuck, astrology is your friend. Mercury retrograde, never travel on a Mercury retrograde if you can help it. And so we'll see. We've got some big energetic shifts coming up. A lot of the planets are going to be that have been retrograde will now be moving direct. So I'm going to be writing an article about that, and then bringing you some information from numerology about the universal 8-year. Okay. So again, sign up for the newsletter. So I have already done some meditation and shuffling on this full moon. Let me go ahead and turn the camera around. I got to do it slow because otherwise we're going to lose focus. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm hoping that this is the year I get my office shelves put up. That's what I'm hoping. I'll be doing the work myself, so we shall see. Because you can see, I got stuff sitting everywhere on the floor. But my reading desk is always clean. So here we go. We're going to do one more rifle and shuffle on this full moon in Cancer. Well, we saw a card just present itself. So that will be the start. Let me cut the deck. The card that has presented itself, the Queen of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles. This is a financial decision for someone. Justice. There may even be some kind of legal aspect to this. Next row. Oh, well. King of Pentacles. Well, this is getting interesting. I know y'all hear me say that all the time, but honestly, the stories the cards tell are always, always, always compelling and interesting from my standpoint. Oh, the reverse Four of Swords. Well, isn't that interesting? Huh. The Seven of Cups. The King of Cups. So at least 3 people involved in this particular situation. The Chariot. Now I have 2 sevens. And finally, well, the Nine of Swords. I think what I find interesting is that we have a representation of the Moon card here in the Chariot, in that the Chariot card represents the sign of Cancer. As you can see, the figure has the 2 crescent moons on his shoulders. The card deals with emotionality or emotions. What is the energy over the entire reading? The Fool card. Well, this is something brand new. It is something that is just starting. And when I say just starting, it could be from, a couple of weeks ago to now, today, to, a few days after the full moon. So this is why you are always counseled not to make any decisions around a full moon, because it is a highly emotional time. And what you want is clarity and not emotional confusion. That's going to cause you to perhaps make either not make a choice or a decision, which is also making a decision, or making a decision that's going to create confusion and issues and challenges. So when I say there are at least 3 people here, we see the Queen and the 2 Kings. Now, traditionally, 2 kings speak to projects and business ventures. But whether same-sex, heterosexual, or if you identify either with the male or female role, you can also embody the qualities of the Queen, okay, or kings. So I get the sense that there are 3 people involved in this in some respect, because I have the 3 repeated here, the 3 figures, and I also have 3 figures repeated here. And let me show you what I mean. There in the representation of the church window, there's 1 figure, there's a 2nd figure, and then here's the 3rd figure. But this card has presented itself reverse. And for those of you who are new to my channel, I don't read reverse cards. They do not speak to me, okay, at all. That's just the way the cards react with my brain or my intuition, whatever. They just don't speak to me. What I am picking up is an impression of some type of, what do you call it, conflict here with the 3 of Swords. They're now pointed up, as opposed to if the card was right side up, they would be pointed down, okay? So to me, it kind of represents the idea perhaps of something coming back around. Okay, the infinity symbol there. So I have 1, 2, 3 pentacles, 2 swords, 2 cups, and 2 major arcana cards, right? The pentacles are not just about finances or financial decisions. It is about the 3rd dimensional plane. So it's the actual doing of something. In order for us to have anything, feed ourselves, clothe ourselves, whatever the case may be, we have to go out and actually do something to get those things, right? We got to go to work. The cups are really only about the emotion, the emotional quotient. How are you feeling? What emotions will be involved? What will come up for you, particularly under the full moon? And then the swords are the mental plane. Thoughts, belief, perceptions, ideas, and communication, even if this is the communication with yourself, the self-talk, the ego speaking to you. Let me go ahead and look at my thing so I can understand what this reverse Four of Swords is saying to me, because it's not saying, it's just silent as the grave. So bear with me one second. And that's going to help me, because everything else is going on around this reversed Four of Swords. So you can see it's in the center, and everything is happening or not happening around it. So the reverse Four of Swords, we're talking about isolation, loneliness, detachment, seclusion, opposition, delays, postponements, cancellations, and even social unrest. Well, you know, I don't see any groups here represented. So let's see here. What it says is that for some of you, you may have been in retreat for too long or at the wrong time. You may have missed out on opportunities as a result. So you should make an attempt to reintegrate and socialize. It is telling you that some excellent opportunities will become available to you shortly. However, it comes with the warning to tread carefully and use discretion and discernment. Remain aware at all times, as there is a need to take care in all that you do. You are asked to think carefully before committing to anything of importance. The card can imply a situation of unrest, misunderstandings, and miscommunication, particularly in your work and career sector. I just wrote the article about the full moon, how the balance of Cancer is about home and the opposition is about career. It says feelings of rejection, isolation, being ignored, and loneliness are indicated. This could be due to an extended illness and recovery time, a movement away from friends and family, either physically or emotionally, or because of inner feelings and beliefs of inferiority and severe self-doubt. It indicates oppositions, cancellation, and delays in your life, but you are asked to stay positive and focused during this time, as changes in the near future will usher in new energies to deal with. Well, we kind of see that right there, okay? It implies that you may be feeling opposed or blocked in some way. Again, this may have to do with a career or work issue. Unrest and problems at work may present themselves at this time. It can indicate having angry and or negative thoughts, having a feeling of failure and playing quote unquote the victim role. But more importantly, it warns you not to make any promises that you cannot keep, as things can change very quickly and you may not be able to fulfill your vow. Now that's quite interesting. And the astrology relates to the 13th to the 24th of October. So for some of you, remember when I said it may be a situation that's come back around? Also, we have to remember that Mars has been in retrograde in Gemini. I think it's the 25th of October. That may not be right. It may be the 23rd. I can't remember. But also that Mercury went retrograde on the 28th, I do believe, of December. So, as I said, this is a mental plane energy card, okay? If this relates to a person, this person could possibly be born between the 9th and the 14th of July. So even though we're looking at a water card here, but also two pentacles, this could be representative of either your moon sign, your rising sign, or what you do for a living. Okay, and I'm going to explain that in just a second. Now, so we have that energy, this idea of previous conflict or unrest or miscommunications or taking a time out, because normally right side up, this card says that you may have found yourself involved in a complicated situation previously, and you should have taken some time out so that you can study or reflect or, you know, get yourself in the frame of mind so that you can get back out there. But as we see, the swords have returned upward. Directionality is always important to me. Now, in terms of the Queen of Pentacles, she would be an earth sign, so Capricorn, Virgo, maybe Taurus. If not that, she's going to be someone who is perhaps works in the financial sector. So she can be a bookkeeper, an accountant, a banker, a financial advisor. She may work in something like an NGO where she's looking after the, the environment, or she's involved in children's things. So something where she's taking care of either nature or things, small things, as indicated here by the little bunny rabbit. Same thing with the King of Pentacles, an earth sign. Same, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, who may be a business owner, not an entrepreneur. That's typically the King of Wands. So this guy would be a business owner. He owns a company, or he's a banker or a financial advisor. He may even be, as she could be, someone, an investor who's investing in some kind of project. Then we come to the King of Cups, who would be a water sign, so Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. But as a profession, he usually represents someone that has to do something with the law. So he could be a counselor, an advisor, a lawyer. He could even work in the fields of psychology, always in somewhat the counseling kind of field. Okay, he also comes with the energy of the Chariot. Now, past, present, future interplay of the cards. When I first laid these two cards down, I said, well, you know, for somebody, there's going to be a financial decision. Twos always represent choices and options and decisions, but also oppositions. This is you being opposed in yourself about something, or someone actively opposing you. I've seen the two of Pentacles show up when it says that, you know, you're juggling two things at once. Maybe this is finances. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul. This could be the idea that you've got two different financial options that you're trying to weigh up. Also, it says to me that, you know, I've seen this card also speak about sometimes the possibility of moving, or at least movement in the situation, even though there may have been obstacles and delays before. But it also lets me know that you are really all at sea about this, and the ship's being tossed about on the water as you move through this situation. Emotionally, it's ups and downs. And then we have Justice. Justice talks about both secular and karmic justice. So this could be the idea that there is a, like I said, a legal decision here. But the card is also, it represents the sign of Libra, which is the house of partners and partnerships, but also the house of open enemies, the house of contracts. And it is ruled by Venus. So Venus is not just the goddess of beauty and love. She is the goddess of fairness and harmony. And as I often have told you before, whenever you're trying to go into partnership in anything with another person, you have to make it attractive to them, for them to want to come along and cooperate, to bring harmony to the situation. What's in it for me? Well, here's what's in it for you, you know, and well, that sounds pretty good, so let's get together. But then we see some kind of delay or miscommunication, which brings us confusion, because now we go from having two, perhaps, it's still the two different choices or options that you have to make. Sometimes this card is about being at a crossroads. But here it says that emotionally we don't know exactly what we should be doing, or what it is that we want, or how it is we're going to resolve the situation. There's so many things that we want. We just don't know what is the right thing. So this card can sometimes represent delusion or fantasy. So it could ask you to recheck your plans to make sure that they are realistic. But the card also says that if you can identify actually the most important thing, pluck out what is the most important thing, then everything else should fall into place. Okay? Sometimes this card will represent the idea of a small kind of pleasant surprise, but I don't know. I told you about him, but then we see here the Chariot. Now, the Chariot talks about being able to control your emotions in such a way that you can continue to move forward. This is not a fast energy. It is an energy in which it really requires self-focus and discipline. All sevens represent a moment of pause and reflection before stepping out, moving into the eights. Okay. Eight of Cups will say, well, we decided that none of that is good for us, so let's just walk away from the whole thing. And then following in the major arcana, the Strength card says that, facing your fears in a gentle manner can help you overcome those particular obstacles. So the eights typically talk about something positive, a movement. Even if you look at the Eight of Cups as a card of sadness, it really isn't, because it's saying that whatever the problem is, if you choose to walk away from it, then, you can put that behind you. So for me, the Chariot card is the blending of, or the balance of the positive and negative. It is a war vehicle. It is not a vehicle of comfort. And we know that chariots typically were very dangerous. And in order for you to master it, you really had to, be able to control your emotions and know how to steer it. In this particular card, he has no reins at all, but yet he's still able to move this particular vehicle along. So this is really about harnessing what is really important to you on a deep emotional spiritual level, because this is what the major arcana cards represent, your spiritual lessons. And this is about if I can get a handle on my emotions. And getting a handle on your emotions doesn't mean that you're not feeling anything or you shouldn't feel anything. It's just simply saying balance out your emotions, or wait, there's going to be a better time. Remember, it's talking about, particularly around this full moon, this idea of a pause of reflection, because there's some doubts. It's self-doubt. It is self-reflection before I step out. And for some of you, I feel that this is bringing up nightmares from you. And I find it interesting that these two cards can speak to that. This card can be about nightmares in terms, or building castles in the air. Whereas this card says that, it's really keeping me up at night. So this is about fears, perhaps desperation, worries and anxieties, where this is simply this idea of not being able to grasp, what is causing this particular issue. I liken this card to like stairs. It's like when we descend down into our mind. So this could be at night. You're not sleeping well. It could be an attack of conscience. Maybe someone has said something or done something, or maybe you've said something or done something that's causing you this mental anguish. Okay, and it is a 9. And the 9s represent the idea of a focus of completion on events. But I will tell you that the 9 of Swords is a difficult energy to come out of. Okay. Going back up here to the Justice card, if this is not secular justice, then this is karmic justice. And it is saying that in order for you to overcome the situation, you're going to have to descend down into this for a little bit before it will right itself. Okay? Nobody really wants to hear that. You know what I mean? But there it is. We see the knighting here, that there may be confusion between the Queen of Pentacles here and the King of Cups, but we also see that there is some type of either authority figure here, or someone associated with that, or someone who, for lack of a better term, has control over the issue, the Justice card. But the Justice card also says that even if the situation doesn't go the way that you want it to, it's fair and equitable. Even if you feel or you think that you got the wrong end of the stick, the reason why it is fair and equitable is because once the decision is made, then you can move on to the next thing. Okay. Some people don't like to lose. Okay. And some people will stoop to any level. If I subtract these 4 swords from this 9, gives me the 5 of Swords. Also, the sword here with the Justice card is a 5 of Swords. This card with the 9 gives me the 10 of Swords. So to me, it's like the culmination. It is saying that eventually the crisis point will be reached. And so the Fool card comes in to say that new energies and new opportunities will be coming in, but also we don't want to be blind, foolish, or reckless. All right? That's what that can mean. So the 2 7s together can be a warning of false friends. But 2 7s can also be an indication of, because I don't know, here it is. 2 7s can also be an indication of self-confidence issues causing instability in the relationship. Now, I'm not sure, I don't necessarily feel that this is a romantic issue, but it very well could be. Like there's something at your job that's affecting you at home, that Cancer Capricorn opposition, which the moon is going to be highlighting and bringing forth. But it could also just simply be a business thing, that's giving you, angst at night. So let's take a look first to see, we can turn over all of these cards because traditionally they represent people. Okay. And so what does that leave me? It leaves me the Two of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, the Seven of Cups, and the Nine of Swords as they relate to the Chariot and the Justice card. What did I just do with my book? Here we go. And then we're going to pull cards on this, okay? And I'm particularly interested to know what this reverse Four of Swords is about. So let's go. We're going to start in the manner in which the cards fell. So we're going to start with the Two of Pentacles here. That's a 3. Hold on. I was about to say something. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles. It actually tells me nothing, but there's kind of this implied meaning. Remember, I'm talking to you about any 5 before or after doing the addition and the subtraction. It implies that your energies are being scattered, leading to undue stress and confusion. It is telling you to slow down and relax and think carefully about each step that you take and allow things to flow as they will. And sometimes this card is simply about having faith, even though you got nothing to base it on. Okay? All right. So we're going to now move to the Four of Swords to see if there's any indication. Well, here, the Four of Swords with 3 or 4 court cards. There's the 3 or 4 court cards over here. Indicates that there are some misunderstandings and difficulties within current relationships. But it is also a message not to proceed with any new ventures or relationships unless you feel absolutely secure. It is most important to check the fine details before proceeding, as there is a possibility of difficulties arising. Well, there you have it. Seven of Cups. Nothing about the Seven of Cups. Okay. And now we go to the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords tells me nothing with these 2 cards. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pull cards I want to start with I'm going to say the Sibyllus, and perhaps we will double check with the Fin de Cycle. So what is this reverse Four of Swords all about? I don't know if this is you changing your mind, reversing course. But what is interesting is that all 3 of these cards are connected to this. Let me put it back and show you. She's connected this way. He is connected this way. He is connected this way. Okay? So all 3 people are connected with this reverse Four of Swords. Let's see if the cards can tell us what this postponement, misunderstanding, or delay might be about. The Leggerezza. The Mercante. That guy. So he's pivotal to the situation. And the Gran Signore. That guy. That is amazing to me. The Leggerezza is called the Carefree card. It talks about the idea of not being more circumspect in your speech, your actions, whatever it is you're trying to doing. But the card can also be a warning, okay, that you are about to trust someone that you should not, or that you have miscalculated a situation. Okay, this is just the businessman, and this is just typically he's looked at as the most important man in your life, but that could be anybody, really. It could be your father, it could be your husband. It is someone that you have an emotional connection to because he presents himself as the King of Hearts. So here he is again. So, like I said, for all I know, this very well could be a romantic situation. I want to see if we can... I'm just going to pull these cards out to the side. We're going to double check to see if there's what the Fiend Play can tell us, or if it will be willing to give us a bit more information. The mature woman. Bad health. And change. Now, going back to where this says that there's been some kind of delay due to bad health or association, or, maybe you have physically removed yourself because of that. Here we have the older woman, bad health. So the mature woman is someone who would be like a mother or a mother figure, or to me, it can simply just be saying that you are older than, okay, a woman of a certain age, okay, along with the bad health. So bad health is an indication not just of an actual illness or sickness, but for me, it can be an indication of a situation or something that can be making you ill. It is making you not feel well across all planes, emotionally, mentally, on the physical plane. But the change card comes in to say, to me, it backs up this Fool card here. It could be literally a change in career, social standing. It could be talking about, this could be about a divorce because there's been infidelity in some way, shape, or form. And so this could be a literal or metaphorical change. It is the bad health card that has to be identified. What is it about this particular, has it been a literal illness, or is this a situation that has gotten to the point where, you just can't deal with it anymore, and so a change is coming upon you? We see that it is. I'm going to pull Sibilas on this final row here. Actually, the 7 and the 9 of Swords. So, I mean, it's literally like the cards are backing it up. And you keep getting the warning that, you need to be more circumspect in making your decision, or at least don't make a decision unless you are absolutely sure it is the right one for you. And that can be a scary thing because none of us want to make the wrong decision. But here is what I have to say. Sometimes we do make the wrong decision. Okay? We make the wrong decision, but if the wrong decision doesn't kill you, then you're going to figure out a way to work it out. Okay? 2 cards here. Superbia. Lamante. Oh my goodness. And the Fidelta. Well, the Superbia basically represents luxuries and all the good things in life. So it can be associated with a style of living or a lifestyle, fancy, food, fancy clothes, whatnot. It can also be an indication as well of someone who thinks they are blue blood or they are more high-toned than someone else. They typically will be a bit vain. But it is also one of the lucky cards in the Sibilas, and it has the power to annul any negative cards. Well, I don't necessarily see any negative cards here in the Sibilas itself of the 3 cards. The Lamante is the lover. This would be the husband. That would be the lover. One person might be younger than the other. But the Lamante also says that someone, one of the males, is feeling emotional about this. So maybe this is what this is talking about. It's not you, although it could be you. There is some confusion between you and this King of Cups here. Excuse me. And the Fidelta speaks to the idea of Someone that you can trust. Again, this would be a friend, a loved one, a counselor. It implies this idea of someone waiting. We see the dog there waiting and guarding. So sometimes it could be even like a spirit guide. But falling on these two cards of confusion and worry and angst and fear, well, I don't have an answer for you on that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull a romance angel card and I think I want to pull a psychic oracle tarot. So we will first start, and just on the off chance that this is a romantic situation, we're going to pull one of these. So formulate your question. I will say about the romance angel cards that although they would appear to speak of just that romantic relationships or partnerships, I also feel that, and I think it's kind of, I don't know, the way the cards were sold or the way they were marketed, I like to believe that they also speak to you about the relationship in loving yourself. So that's what I wanted to say. So let's just see what this card has to say, this deck, about the situation. I hope you formulated your question. Well, make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you are guided to take. Well, for some of you, that might not be no help, right? Okay. It's like, wait a minute, I needed a better card. I have no control over what the cards have to say. So there's that one. And then we are going to, let me put it back there. I hope you can see it and it's not all. I'll hold it up when I'm reading. And so now we will take a look with the Psychic Oracle Tarot. So formulate your question for the Psychic Oracle Tarot, and let's see what this deck may have to share with you. Basically, if I had to wrap this up or to describe this in a nutshell, this is a major decision, no matter what it is about. For all I know, this could be you having an affair at work. I don't know, with one of your colleagues. I don't know. And the choice is now come of what are you going to do about it. It is the Nine of Pentacles, the material harvest, which, if I'm just going to kind of wrap that up in a nutshell, you reap what you sow. Okay. So make the effort here. And that could be what we are worried about, reaping what we sow. But, sometimes I can't, I don't know, LMN. Okay, make the effort. Jesus. You receive this card because some action steps are necessary on your part. Let me see if I can, without the glare there. Okay, that's the best I'm going to be able to do. Okay. You receive this card because some action steps on your part are necessary in order for your prayers about your love life to be answered. The angels have opened the doors for you, and now it is time for you to walk through them. The first thing that comes to mind with respect to taking action is a good starting place for you. It doesn't say that you need to follow that along. It just says it's a good starting place. When you ask for spiritual help, you always receive it. Often this help comes in the form of intuitive guidance, which consists of repetitive feelings and thoughts. You get the sense that you, quote unquote, should do this or that. You receive this card as a nudge to actually take that action. You'll then receive the next piece of the puzzle, meaning another intuitive message about what to do. If you like, you can ask the angels to give you the motivation, courage, time, and energy to take those steps. Know that each one brings you closer upon the pathway to great love. What I will say is that once you make one choice on this crossroads, you close the door on the other pathway. So I think this is why the cards are saying do not make any commitments at this particular time. Do not make any decisions at this particular time. With the full moon being highly emotional, it is falling in the sign of Cancer. There will be a better time 3 days before to 3 days after the full moon. Then wait, circumstances will change. The nine of this is the Nine of Pentacles. That's, I don't know, I think it's the first suit. I can never remember in this card. The physical border, yes. So here we go, the 9. All right. One of the laws, isn't that funny? One of the laws of the universe is what you sow, you reap. That's what I just said. This card states that this is your time to reap the harvest that you've worked for and so rightly deserve. This last physical card, before changing, okay, to a 10, denotes self-mastery, self-sufficiency, independence, security, and the art of enjoying what you have strived for. You have done the hard work, you've learned the lessons along the way, and used them to prosper in all areas of your life. However, the number 9 also means endings. Not that good fortune necessarily stops, but do honor yourself as you finish up or celebrate the completion of projects. This would be the perfect time to look ahead and use the wisdom that you've gained to think about what else you would like to achieve. Consider smart investments and ponder ideas that show profitable potential. Congratulations on your success. You have earned it. Well, success can come in many areas of our lives. Projects can mean many things. Typically, whenever I see a bunch of water energy talking about projects or something, it just means that it is something that you are emotionally invested in. And sometimes our relationships become projects. So that is what I have for you. I do hope these messages help. You found that informative. Again, if you would be interested in a tarot card reading, you can contact me there. Go to the About Box section of the channel to find my reading packages. This is going to be an interesting full moon. I wish you guys success. Be well, stay safe, and namaste.